Alright, day one of the workbench build. There we go. This process started 3 years ago when we finished fixing this place up. There were a few big standing dead ash trees around here, so I took them down in anticipation of possibly getting a chainsaw mill. But when COVID hit, I went ahead and built a sawmill, and I knew at some point I was going to build a Roubo Workbench, so I went ahead and processed some of the wood in anticipation. The one thing I really did wrong on this project was not to think through the design early on. Although I knew I was going to build a Roubo Workbench, I hadn't decided on any of the actual dimensions for it. So when I originally cut these slabs, I simply didn't make some of them thick enough and some of them long enough. But I was tired of working off this temporary workbench, and it was time to get this thing going. I cut most of these boards originally as slabs, and I figured I'd just stick them back on the sawmill to square them off. These had already air dried for 1.5 years, and then they ran a cycle through the kiln, so they were good to go. Well, almost good to go. Cost me a blade on this one. I cut 2 slabs that were about 11 inches wide, 4.5 inches thick, and about 90 something inches long. I kind of began to narrow down that I would do a split top on this. When these dried, one of them had more bows than Hobby Lobby at Christmas. It was pretty much unusable for a workbench, so I just broke it in half and used it for something else. I recently picked up a Woodmaster 25-inch planer. After I got these squared up, I ran the boards through, and it cut them so clean. This thing's got a 5 horsepower motor and a helical head on it. It just melts the wood like butter. Since one of my top pieces wound up being really crooked, I had to run some other stuff through the kiln, and in the process it made me build the lower half first rather than build the top, which in the end, yeah, it would have been way easier to build the top first, I think, and then build the legs and the base itself. But it's what I had to work with, so it's how I approached it. So by this point I'd finally gotten around to drawing up the workbench, at least most of it. So here I was marking the side stretchers. I used the mag stop here to set the distance from the blade, that way I could repeat the cuts by simply just flipping the board, butting up to it, and then pushing it through. From there I just went to the bandsaw and did the rest of the cuts. This was one of those steps that wound up really not being necessary. I could have done without this and saved a lot of time. side stretcher mortises I did for the legs, I did with a drill press, a Forstner bit, and a chisel. I learned something in this process. Like, I absolutely hate doing mortises, especially ones that deep. I think they were 3.5 or 4 inches deep, so it was really not great. On the plus side, they make a machine for that. So at this point, I was just doing this because I had already started it, but I had a machine on the way. Oh, so close. Oh my goodness, yes. While I was waiting on the mortising machine to come, I figured I'd just go ahead and work on the dead man. So I cut the bottom here, and then I cut the dead man itself.